Welcome back. The esports industry, or competitive gaming, call it, has been rapidly growing, with tournaments now on Prime TV and selling out in major arenas. According to gaming video channel Twitch, 100 million viewers stream these competitions each month. Like any sport, though, it has some challenges, including questioning if e-gaming even qualifies as a sport. One of its biggest issues is e-athletes meeting roadblocks when applying for work visas here in the U.S. The government recognized esports competitors as athletes 3 years ago in 2013, making them visa eligible. But not all games enjoy that status, and one superstar gamer was recently deported because his game did not qualify for a visa. The uproar has led to the Video Game Network hosting an esports competition this weekend to help raise awareness about the challenges competitive gamers are facing here in the U.S. Joining us now is Andy Din, the founder and CEO of TSM, which is one of the largest esports organizations. Andy, are you guys athletes?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we're recognized by the U.S. government, so I would say so.
Okay, even though you're not, doing the Ninja Warrior stuff, or our decathlete John Nigerian over here. John, do you think they're athletes?
Well, I mean, I think it's a great skill that these guys demonstrate. And the fact that they can draw the crowds that they do, Kel, that's what matters to me, to Twitch, and to the gentleman we have on here. But as far as athletes, no, I don't buy into that.
Ooh, all right. Well, let's set that aside, Andy, for a moment. The government has said you are, therefore you should get work visas. So what's the issue?
I think the biggest issue is visibility, right? And I think it's just going to take time to educate the general population about esports, because if you look at esports, it's not basketball, it's not football, right? Esports is sports. So if you look at sports, there's ping pong, there's basketball, there's football, and for esports right now, it's already easy for us to get visas for specific games. I think that in the case where we did get denied, it was a smaller game that's growing that already has the audience that's watching that game. It's just going to take time for people to understand what it is.
Is the government reviewing these applications based on the event? In other words, once you qualify or they say that you count as sport or as athletes, isn't that good enough? Or is there an additional step where they then have to approve that that person's also coming for an approved event?
So it is approved for all events. It's not just an event-by-event case. It's more, if you're an athlete, then you're going to be an athlete for the amount of time that you're granted. Athlete visas are just easier for sports that have weekly matches every single week that you can follow. For the instance where we did get denied, it doesn't have as set of a schedule. There are events every few months.
Which could make it harder ahead of time, Mike.
Yeah, I imagine so, and I do think time. I mean, you really start to get into a philosophically sticky place if you start to define what a sport is and what isn't. I mean, it's skilled people doing something that other people pay to watch. I mean, that really is pretty much, and a competition, exactly, with some set of rules or sanctioning authority. I mean, so in other words, I think you probably have to have people get past the idea that is some kind of physical prowess, traditionally defined involved.
And is there any kind of quota, Andy, for these P1 visas, generally speaking?
Yes, so I think the biggest case, right, is building a strong case, showing how many spectators actually watch these events, and it's enormous, right? The audience is there. It's just harder to get these visas approved because the audience isn't as condensed. So if you look at like football or basketball, it has a very high U.S. audience. But if you look at esports, the audience is already there. The numbers are comparable. It's just spread globally. So there's an audience in the U.S., Canada. There's a huge audience in Europe and even Asia. And if you look at each specific game, the audience varies. If you look at a game like League of Legends, the audience is much bigger in the U.S. If you look at a game like CSGO that's being broadcasted on TBS, it's a lot more global, right? So and the audience is bigger in Europe. So like in this specific case, the audience is already there, and the general population for the place where you're looking for visas just needs to be more educated.
Well, that'll come in part with the tournament you're hosting this weekend. Good luck with that and what may be some growing pains here for the industry. Thanks for joining us to explain it all, Andy.
Thank you.
Changed your mind? Did Mike convince you?
Well, Mike did the same thing I did, I think. We both said, boy, it's enviable skill that these people have, and I'm obviously enviable, as I'm sure you are, Kel, of the kind of numbers that they can draw for these live and recorded competitions, because I've seen 7 million people watching people compete on some of these games.
And the bandwidth that Twitch takes up on the internet? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right. Time now for a CNBC